4, 3, 2.
It's episode 306, and we've got plugins for first-time login redirects, recent posts, Instagram integration, video comments, and a new way to add banners to your videos. It's all coming up next on WordPress Plugins A to Z.
WordPress. It's the most popular content management and website solution on the internet. And with over 30,000 plugins to choose from, how do you separate the junk from the gems? Join John Overall and Marcus Couch for this weekly unrehearsed conversation about the latest and greatest in WordPress plugins. This is WordPress Plugins A to Z.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, where you had to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the Brewery Overlook in beautiful British Columbia, I'm John Overall.
And from the beachside bunker in Laguna Beach, California, I'm Marcus Couch.
And we have the usual great show for you here today, but of course, right off the top, don't forget you can get all the show notes over at wppluginsa2z.com. And if you got a couple of minutes, we appreciate your time if you listen to us on Stitcher Radio by hitting that little thumbs up button in the corner or dropping a review on their website or dropping into the iTunes store and leaving us a review. It really helps the show out for us.
Yeah, it helps to keep us in the rankings in the top 3, top 5, depending on what country that you are helping us out at. But we do appreciate it, and we've even had some listeners that have just signed up to iTunes only to leave us a review, and we do appreciate that. So thank you very much.
And, of course, a little bit of self-promotion at this point. This is where, I've actually got a little bit of time helping folks out now. So if you found yourself in dire need of emergency support, feel free to drop in at my website, johnoverall.com, submit a request. We'll help bail you out of whatever troubles you're in. And if it's not dire emergency, go over to the WP Plugins A to Z job boards at wppluginsa2z.com/jobs and check out the WordPress professionals that are starting to accumulate there. Or if you've got a job you need posted, go post it there. And if you're a professional, stop in there and sign up for it and see if it can help you out.
Absolutely. That's what it's there for. Promotional wise, how about everybody go to marcuscouch.com, check out my new website that I put together. I got a lot of cool things on it and trying to put some new content out at least every other day. But check it out. I designed it myself, put it all together, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's probably one of the coolest personal sites I've seen. So go on over to marcuscouch.com and let me know if you think the same.
Absolutely. It's a great looking website too.
Thanks.
All right. And this is the point in the show where we like to thank our donors, and thanking everyone out there who comes in $50 or more. You get a personal note we read out with links back to wherever you want them to go, and recognizing those under $50. So off the top, we've got $50 from JezWeb Pty Limited, and note from Jeremy over there. His note says, "Thank you for podcasting, John and Marcus. This donation is on behalf of JezWeb Client, Exceptional Building Inspections over at ebi.net.au, who are based in Newcastle, Australia. And P.S., I'm working on a blog post I'd like to submit for consideration on WP Plugins A to Z, which I hope you will like." Well, Jez, I'm certain we will like it, and we look forward to your submission. And anyone else out there that wants to submit some posts, feel free.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And we'd like to recognize and thank all of the donors who came in under $50. Much appreciated for your support of the show, and those of you that support us through Patreon over at patreon.com, wppluginsa2z.com, or wppluginsa2z, sorry. Thank you for your support of the show. Your donations were received this month, so thank you very much.
Absolutely. We do appreciate all those donations that come in. John and I use them mostly for doing transcriptions of the show and some other things that occur in terms of expenses. So thank you very much.
Help support the expense of running the website on the servers too. So can't forget that. That doesn't come free.
No, definitely not.
And we got just a little bit of news this week, a couple of great articles that I've run across. And the first one is an article on 7 foolproof ways to protect your WordPress site from content scrapers. And if you're trying to keep your site from being content scraped, this is a really great article which gives you some ideas on how to stop, slow down, and prevent those scrapers. Not 100%, nothing's 100%. If someone really wants it, they're going to take it, but this might slow them down if you're worried about your content, keeping it from being scraped. So check it out, link in the show notes. Also, it's been notified that WordPress 4.8 is due for release, targeted for June 8th. So there's a really great article from the Tavern discussing that they've kicked off the developer meeting for it and the schedule for it, and when the first beta version is due out. So go check the article out. It's got some really great information.
Yeah, do you notice that ever since Matt Mullenweg last year said, we're not going to stick to any releases?
Yep.
There's a reason, because they're not doing them as often. And I bet this is one of 2 releases that occurs this year.
Yeah, well, it got to be pretty hard for them to release 4 versions a year. I could see it, and they were starting to release some flawed problems. So I can understand dropping down the release timeline and making sure that it's actually working. So I'm kind of happy for that too, because it's no fun. I run into clients where I was doing their work and I'd update them, and 3 days later they'd dump a release after I'd just gone through updating everything, and I get these calls of panic, and it's like, don't worry, we'll get it.
Yeah, and they were incremental things anyway. Yeah. It wasn't anything major.
Well, the incrementals are not so bad. Most of the time, virtually all my websites now get the incrementals automatic, because those are usually no problem, minor risk to knocking stuff offline.
Right.
All right. One more article here, a Tips Tuesday article from Mayanna over at Blogaid. And this one here, she's kicking off a challenge. She's got this into her, that she wants to help clean up the repository of WordPress plugins and all the old plugins that are running out there on WordPress. It's a plugin challenge kickoff to help get rid of all the old plugins that are no longer being used, monitored, updated, and also going through and finding out what plugins are PHP 7, because PHP 7 is pushing further and further out there now. It's becoming pretty much standard for everything. I know most of my sites are now up on PHP 7. So,
good initiative.
And well, it's just because I have a new server and it had it all beautifully installed, so I got to find out. And there's some that I had to back down due to the plugins. So I'm having to go through and find plugins that are not reliable or not being updated and remove them, replace them. So
great.
Fair bit of stuff there. All right. Anything else we got this week? News, tips, information?
I don't think we have any feedback or anything like that. So
no feedback.
Time to roll right into it.
All right. Then let's dump into the meat and potatoes of the show. Okay, the first plugin I've got this week here is called Recent Post Shortcode and Widget. And this is a plugin that was sent in by one of our listeners through the submission process at WP Plugins A to Z. And it was sent in by Raj Ross. It is one that's actually located in the repository, so it's a free plugin. And it's a simple plugin that will let you have recent posts via shortcode onto any page or on your website, any page or post, or you can use a widget. The advanced parameters on it can also allow you to set it up so it limits the number of posts it shows, specify where the post, which specified to use posts or pages. If when you're going to display recent posts, it'll get specific categories. You can hide or show specific categories. You can show or limit the excerpts with it. You can even use your own custom image with this versus having to use the featured image that's part of the post. Or if you like, you can even pull author data. So all in all, it's a pretty good little plugin for pulling out and showing recent posts on a shortcode and widget. So check it out. It's pretty decent. It's called Recent Posts and Shortcode, Recent Posts, Shortcode and Widget, and I give it a 4 dragon rating.
Nice. Yeah, there's a number of things out there that can do stuff like that that are dependent on specific premium plugins like Visual Composer, Cornerstone, or any of those. So this is nice to just have this in one single standalone free plugin. Yep. Very nice. All right. One thing that I am doing with one of my websites is I need to set somebody up for some onboarding success. And by doing that, what I want to do is make sure that the first time that they log in is a really good experience that teaches them exactly what it is that they're about to embark in, how to navigate the site, how to report things to the site, how to interact, Facebook groups to join, things like that. And I didn't really want to make it a homepage. I just wanted to make it something for the newbies. So this plugin did the trick for me. It's called Redirect on First Login. So if you have those specific things, like a list of certain posts that people should go through or any kind of a startup sequence, what happens is once they log in for the very first time, then it goes to this section and introduces them and onboards them the proper way instead of just dumping them off at the homepage. So you can choose to have them go to this instead. This plugin is Redirect on First Login, and I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Very nice. It's always good to send people to the right spot when they first get started on a website.
Mm-hmm. This does it.
Okay. The next one I've got up here today is called Gocha Video Comments. And again, this one was sent in to us by a listener out there, a developer. It was sent in by Marcin Gocha. And it's a premium plugin available at Code Canyon. Link in the show notes is a referral link, affiliate. So if you use it, we appreciate the little bit of kick there. It's only $25 for it, but what this plugin does for you is it allows you to set up on your website using the WordPress comments, built-in comment section for WordPress. It allows you to set up so people can comment on your videos on your website, not only on the entire video, but they can take a timeline, set a start time and a stop time in the video, and make a comment on a specific section of the video. You can also go through this and set it up so that comments cannot appear or they can't make comments until it reaches a certain length in the video. And the comments are kept into the native comments system of WordPress, which is kind of nice, so you don't end up on a third-party system. It works pretty smoothly. It's a pretty nice one. It's got a lot of functionalities to it to connect to your video files, two modes of mechanics, wide support for YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, Dailymotion, Google Drive, Dropbox, integrated videos via media embed. So there's a lot of support for it. It also is mobile-friendly. And all in all, it's a pretty decent plugin. If you got videos on your site and you want to get people commenting on the videos, this might be a tool to help you out. And if you're a gamer out there putting videos on a gaming site, great way to have your listeners or your viewers make comments on certain sections of the video. And when you get the comment, you know exactly what timeline, like say minute 5 to minute 5.30, that they're talking about when they're asking a question instead of trying to figure out what the whole video was. So a pretty nice little tool. So check it out. Gocha Video Comments, $25 premium plugin, and I gave it a 4-dragon rating.
It reminds me a little bit of SoundCloud. The way that SoundCloud, you can sort of make those comments on the timeline as things are running, which is pretty neat.
I didn't know SoundCloud could do that, but then I don't use it much.
Yeah. Okay. The next plugin I've got is called Woocommerce Shipping Additional Days. Now, this allows you to set up additional days to your estimated delivery date into your products, different shipping classes, and things like that, especially when you sell on-demand products. If you need some extra time to receive stock, if you can only ship out products on weekends, let's say you've got a part-time business or something, if it takes an extra week to make a certain product, or if a provider takes you a couple days, if you're reselling to get you the product, you can use this to sort of identify those specific products and add in however many shipping days that you need. Really cool. Great way to kind of reaffirm when a customer is going to get something shipped and still works around your schedule. And I know that this is something that a lot of people that do a lot of different kinds of e-commerce are looking for, and this is a good plugin for it. So it's called WooCommerce Shipping Additional Days, and I gave it a rating of 4 out of 5.
Very nice. That can come in real handy if you're running a part-time e-commerce business.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, what I've got here for you is a plugin called Insta Show. This was another one submitted to us via the WP Plugins submission area. And it was submitted to us by Andrew Kozinski. And it is a premium plugin available at Code Canyon. It's $19. And this plugin here, what it's designed to do is it's designed to allow you to display Instagram photos on your website in numerous different ways. It builds up and lets you display them inline. It lets you display them in multiple grid formats with different types of overlays. It has a built-in configurator, which you go through and you pick where you're going to get the Instagram photos, the username, the sizes, the UI, the info, the styling of the everything, and then it generates the shortcode for you, which you then just placed into a post or a page, wherever you want it to display, and you're done. So it's a pretty slick little plugin, and it's a pretty nice shape. And for $19, if you are an Instagram fanatic and you want to get those photos over on your website in a very nice way to display them, check this out, Insta Show, and I gave it a 4 dragon rating.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to use something like that on my own website as well soon. Okay, the final one is something that I came across that I really like. This, like yours, is also works on video. It's called Video Engage, and it allows you to embed video files from your media library, YouTube, Vimeo, any of those things. What it basically does is it allows you to add your own advertising system to your own videos.
Oh, sweet.
So you can use just the straight up WordPress editor, and in just seconds you can actually create an overlay that goes on the top of your video that displays different banners or mock-ups or whatever you want, even a clickable opt-in form.
Oh,
so
nice.
if somebody wants to opt into a specific thing like MailChimp or one of those other services, this allows you to do that with full HTML. And I really, really like this plugin a lot. It's called Video Engage. If you're using videos, you should definitely use something like this. And I rated it a 5 out of 5.
That's actually quite cool. That's very handy. It's a way to get people, if you've got a video, a training video, you want them to join your email list or sign up for a class you're offering that further enhances it. Wow, there is a lot of uses for this one.
Absolutely. That's why it gets such a high rating.
No kidding. All right. Well, check it out, folks. All right. Well, in this episode, I covered up a recent post Shortcode and Widget, which I gave a 4 to, Gocha video comment, which I gave a 4 to, and Insta Show, which I gave a 4 to.
And I talked about redirect on first login, which gets a 4 out of 5. Woocommerce shipping additional days, 4 out of 5. And we just talked about Video Engage, which gets a 5 out of 5.
All right, and a little bit of promotion, sharing, commercial here, depends on what comes up. This week here, I've got a website, new one that I've kind of found, and that I'm sharing with. It's called WordPressTutor.ca. It's a Vancouver WordPress tutor, also known as Brody S. He's a local web developer over in the web industry over in Vancouver, and he offers up local training and tutoring for WordPress. So go check out his website, and if you know somebody who needs some tutoring or help, send someone his way. WordPressTutor.ca.
Excellent. And you know what? If you want to write about WordPress and you aren't quite sure what outlet, remember I did make an announcement on the show here a couple weeks ago that I'm now the WordPress editor over at Smashing Magazine. So you can actually email me, marcus.couch@smashingmagazine.com. And if you are looking to do something, we have articles that are pretty big, actually. The one I'm editing now is like 4,000 words. It's crazy. But we don't have to have it that big. But I am welcoming people that are listeners of the show. If you want to write about WordPress, write about some case studies, write about something that you're doing, this is a big outlet for it. And in fact, Smashing Magazine actually gets more traffic than, say, Post Status, Torque, and WordPress Tavern combined, all of them. There's over 1 million followers on Twitter, and they have, I think, 250,000 in their Facebook group, and they're happening, and they're based in Europe, and that's where a lot of the consumption happens. But it's a massive, massive publication, and I'm looking for some people to help write, and I'm going to start writing myself. got a lot of interesting articles that I'm editing, so I just want to leave that open to everybody. So you can email me at the email address I just mentioned, or even just marcuscouch@gmail.com.
There you go. Yeah, I'm going to be, I'm starting to clean up some articles that I started a while ago, and I'll be submitting a few your way.
Good.
All right.
And by the way, I forgot to mention, you get paid.
Oh, that's the best part, getting paid.
I forgot that.
All right, the usual reminders, don't forget, stop in at the iTunes store, leave us a review. We greatly appreciate your help and support there. And if you're listening to us on Stitcher Radio, give us a little thumbs up button in the corner or leave us a review on their website. We will eventually find it.
That's right. And how do they contact us, John?
They can find me at my website at johnoverall.com, or you can send an email direct to john@wppro.ca.
And you can find me at my website, marcuscouch.com, on Twitter at marcuscouch, and remember to follow this show on Twitter at WPPlugins A to Z.
And that's all we got for you now. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.